Migrants are storming the border in El Paso. Migrants are storming the border in El Paso. Y'all got to see this with y'all own eyes. I wouldn't have believed it myself if I didn't actually see the video. And this is not AI, this is real.
This morning, tensions escalating on the Texas border. Dramatic new video shows a struggle between Border Patrol and migrants in El Paso. The video shows dozens of migrants pulling aside a razor wire fence, then pushing their way past a handful of Border Patrol agents. The migrants were eventually stopped a short time later by a steel fence, where border agents and Texas DPS contained the situation and processed the 400 to 600 migrants. Governor Greg Abbott posting on social media that after the incident, law enforcement quickly regained control and are redoubling the razor wire barriers, while urging Texas DPS to arrest those involved for criminal trespass and destruction of property. Earlier this week, video captured in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, shows migrants placing blankets over a similar barbed wire fence to protect themselves as they pass through. This all comes as the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals heard arguments this week about the controversial Texas bill SB 4. The bill would allow local authorities in Texas to arrest migrants suspected of crossing illegally and empower state judges to order deportations back to Mexico. The Supreme Court allowed the bill to go into effect for hours on Tuesday, only for the law to be paused again upon appeal. The circuit court judges appearing skeptical.
This is the first time, it seems to me, that a state has claimed that they have the right to remove illegal aliens.
States outside of Texas are also feeling pressure to get involved at the border. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says he won't send National Guard troops to the border, despite calls from his Republican-led legislature.
The last thing in the world I'm going to do is put the brave women and men of the Pennsylvania National Guard's lives at risk to be part of some political squabble at the border.
And officials tell NBC News that the type of incident that occurred in El Paso is rare at the border. CBP emphasizing that individuals who are here without a legal basis to remain in the U.S. are subject to deportation and would not be allowed to reapply for admission for at least 5 years. And as for that new law, it remains on hold. No word yet on when we might expect a ruling. Craig?
Priscilla Thompson for us there in Texas. Priscilla, thank you.
Hey, so what part of this video, just curious, what part of this actually makes sense to y'all? When y'all see what's happening at the border and, you know, you're trying to make sense of it and you're trying to understand how this makes sense for the United States of America, and we got an incompetent leader and the president of the United States. Listen, I've always believed, I've always personally stood for and believed that regardless of who wound up getting in office, that's our president. The Glitch White 5 super chats. Hey, Yakar, if you can send me that, text me them super chats so that I can acknowledge the people. Molly, I got you on Cash App. I'm going to be looking at that shortly. I've always believed personally, as you watch this right here, as you look at all of these people that's sitting here at the border, I've always stood on the idea that even if we lost the election, meaning that, look at this, look. And look at the women arguing with the soldiers. They don't even fear your guns. I got you, your car. They don't even fear y'all guns at all. They have no regard for you. They're not scared of you. They're not tripping off of you. They feeling comfortable, 100% comfortable, running up on you, ripping off the razor wire. Here, let me show y'all the video again. One more time. Hold on. Let me back up for a minute. Look at that. They don't care. They're not scared of you. They don't care if you got guns. They don't care about none of that. This is literally an assault on our borders. Your leadership is so incompetent that they genuinely don't care. They are sitting here arguing about whether or not we should defend our borders, and your troops are being overran by migrants that have no regard for you whatsoever. They not even trying to get in through the TikTok way. They not even trying to get in through the TikTok way. They said we gonna run right up on you, and we gonna and guess what the worst part about this is? They actually process them. They process them. They beat y'all up at the border and then they process y'all. It's wild. Absolutely, positively wild. I just can't imagine that I would live in this day and time again. And I'm going to go back to my original statement that, you know, I've always believed in American democracy when I was coming up to the point to where I was like, you know what? Regardless of what happens or who wins, that's still my president. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we lose, because it's going to be half of the people that's against one sort of people. It's going to be half of the people that's against whoever it is, that other candidate. And so whoever wins, half of the country is not going to like them, right? But we've always had some kind of solidarity amongst each other. Like, yo, you can't talk about them. We can talk about them internally, and we can, debate and go back and forth, but that's still my president. It's hard to say that this is my president. It's hard to say that this is my president. For the people that voted for Biden, when y'all see this type of stuff happening, do y'all be thinking to yourself like, man, I messed up? I know I do about some of the people that I voted for. Back when I voted for Obama, I was like, man, I don't care how old I was. I don't care how much Puffy and them was out there water waving on 106 in Park talking about rock the vote. I was like, man, I should have never did that. That was the wrong decision to vote Obama in office. A lot of people are saying that Obama is the one that's actually pulling the strings right now. I don't know how true that is. He's starting to show up a lot of times in his skinny suit. You see him walking around. He meeting with the UK prime minister and stuff like that. A lot of people say that Obama is the one that's actually still running what's going on in the White House right now. I can't substantiate that. But that is what is happening. There's been a whole lot of Obama sightings all the way around. I got you. I know your car. I got you, big dog. Listen what Fox News is saying.
By the New York Post, more than 100 migrants burst through razor wire and knocked down guards as they try to cross over the border into El Paso, Texas. Our next guest says illegal immigrants have been taught that our laws mean nothing. National Border Patrol Council President Brandon Judd joins us now. So, Brandon, your men and women aren't allowed to do their job on a day-to-day basis. So in comes the Texas DPS and National Guard. And now they're knocking them over. Why?
Because they know that they can get away with it. They know darn good and well that they can violate our laws and nothing's going to happen to them. I have conducted numerous interviews with people that have crossed our borders illegally when I've detained them, and they have flat out told me that they know that nothing is going to happen to me. They've told me that they know that they're going to get released, that they know that the laws don't apply to them. This can be attested to by hundreds of Border Patrol agents that will tell you the exact same story, that these individuals do not fear our laws, and that's why you see scenes like this. Now, what's amazing about it is this happens regularly. This is just the first time that it's been caught on camera. All we have to do is go back to the Haitian migrant crisis, where we saw this over and over again. They know that they are not going to be held accountable for when they violate our laws, and that's why you see this scene.
You know, Brenda, I'm afraid that something tragic is going to happen very soon. I mean, you can't have a group of people legally entering the country that attack our cops and attack the National Guard.
This is crazy, bro.
Something is going to happen there. That's the only way this ends.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Lawrence. You know, those National Guardsmen right there, when they were attacked, they could have potentially used lethal force. You know, and I'm grateful that they didn't, because you know darn good well.
Look at this craziness. Yo, anybody that's in their right mind, I don't care what side of the fence that you on. Anybody that is in their right mind, no matter what side of the political spectrum that you on, it doesn't matter if you, you know what I'm saying, you just completely left or you completely right, liberal, conservative, independent, Green Party, Tea Party. I don't care what kind of party you are. Stripper party, I don't care. There is nobody that can look at this footage and say that this makes sense for the United States of America. Nobody. Zero, zilch, nada. Not one person can look at this objectively and say, you know what? I'm okay with what just happened right there. It doesn't matter that the federal government is telling their troops to stand down from defending our border. It don't matter. And Biden and Kamala Harris is chilling. They out here campaigning. They on a campaign trail. On the campaign trail. This is crazy. How does this on American soil? I know China and Russia is over there like, look at them suckers over there. Boy, Russia gonna have Siberian tigers at the border tackling people if you walk over there doing what you don't want to do. They don't even let their political foes go back and forth with them. Kim Jong-un playing no games. What the heck is happening, bro?
That the Biden administration would have went after them instead of those individuals that violated the law. So we've got to look at this, and we have to say that the rule of law not only protects law enforcement officers, but it protects these people as well. It protects United States citizens. But as long as we don't have the rule of law, we're going to continue to see this chaos. And President Biden, through his actions, have taught these people that this is okay.
Are you worried?
So let me, this is just horrible. It's horrible across the board. It's horrible across the board. It doesn't make sense. And if they have, I can't imagine this guy holding on to the White House.